Let's Talk video. I hope you guys are doing well and you're ready to get into our topic. As you can tell from the title, we're going to be speaking about accountability. And again, another rough topic to speak about because not everyone wants to be accountable for um, their problems or just anything that happens in their regard, right? Not many people want to exercise accountability towards themselves and towards others. But this is a very crucial step in breaking cycles because if we are supposed to basically progress into a new and better version of ourselves, we will have to be accountable to not only ourselves but accountable to those around us. And that is why it's often said, like, whenever you're battling or wanting to progress, you are often encouraged to get an accountability partner, because oftentimes we are not necessarily pushing ourselves as much as we ought to, and having someone there to push us is actually good. But I really want to dive into how we can personally become accountable, because everything starts with you. Everything starts with your choice, right? So again, I have 6 steps that I actually do love and believe that it's actually a very good way that we can start becoming more accountable as individuals. And in becoming more accountable, will definitely create a better future, right? So the first one is know your role. And when I researched this topic, it basically was talking about the work environment, as if you're given a team, if you're given a project at work, know your responsibility in that team project and know which role you must play in that project. And yeah, but I want to tie it now to personal relationships, because of course in the workplace, yes, you're going to need to know what is it that you need to do in your team project. But as it pertains to human relationship, in terms of friendship, in terms of spousal relationships, in terms of family relationship, guys, we need to know our roles in people's life. And I think that's a part of the big issue, where because many people don't know their roles, being accountable for themselves or being accountable to someone else who they will probably care about, it will oftentimes bring issues. But now let's bring it back to ourselves, where it's saying, okay, know your role. So I think this basically stems from getting to know who you are as a person, right? Know who you are as a person and to know your weaknesses and your strengths, so as to start working on your weaknesses. So basically, going back to the real you, right? And if it is that we are able to know ourselves, we can know our role in life. You can know, okay, if I'm supposed to meet X person, this is how I'm going to behave until I have established who I am in their lives, right? And in doing that, you are basically being accountable for your actions before you even get to a different level with that person. Know who you are as a person, know your weaknesses, and know that, okay, if it is that I'm suffering with these weaknesses, I cannot carry this into this new friendship, I cannot carry this into this new spousal relationships, I can't let this prolong in my family relationship because it's hindering, right? And to recognize that and to admit that that is something that needs to be worked on in order to not cause a friction within the relationship that you have, that is you being accountable. So the first one is know your role. Basically, know who you are as a person, and then know who you are towards that person in that relationship, right? So the next one is be honest. Guys, honesty is the best policy. Honestly, guys, honesty is the best policy. We need to learn to start just being honest with ourselves, and with others. That's how we are accountable with ourselves first and then with others. Because if we are honest with ourselves, we'll know, okay, my limit is this, and I should work towards this. I should know that, okay, I cannot do XYZ because this is who I am. And being honest with yourself, you will be more accountable because you will be able to work at your own pace. Basically, drive in your own lane and not try to drive in someone else's lane because you see that, okay, maybe that is working for them. Yes, it's working for them because it's their lane, it's not your lane. So if you stay in your lane and you're honest with yourself, you can be accountable for all the flaws that you'd have made, all the successes you'd have made. Every single thing that happens in your lane will be your choice, and you will be accountable for it because you're honest with yourself to know that, yes, okay, if I make this move, it will bring me success. Likewise, if I make this move, it will hinder me. So being honest with yourself will definitely help you to stay in your lane and break cycles in your lane and become successful in your lane. Do you get me? So the next one is say sorry. Learning to apologize, guys, is a big thing for personal accountability. Not only with others, because of course if you work on yourself, it's going to affect your relationship with others, right? But guys, we oftentimes need to learn to forgive ourselves when we do something that is not necessarily the best, right? And saying sorry to yourself, because you might do something that, because this doesn't have to have a factor with another human being. You can do something and you're like, okay, the fact that I did this right now did not help me to progress towards my goal. Be honest with yourself and apologize to yourself and be like, okay, fine, I know that this is wrong. Let me take a step back and try another route. Apologize. Yes, Shanique, you thought wrong in this case. Let's redirect. Let's redirect the course and try it this way. Because in doing that, guys, it is being accountable. And now, if you're able to apologize to yourself, you'll be able to know apologize to others, because our actions do affect others, right? So to know that you're able to apologize, take pride away and apologize whenever you're wrong, it's a big thing. And I know it's super big because not many people want to apologize, because apparently apologizing shows weakness. But honestly, guys, it doesn't. It shows strength, right? So in apologizing, because weakness is pride, honestly, because you will hinder many opportunities in life because of ego, because of pride, and not being able to apologize. You will hinder a lot of opportunities, a lot of blessings that would come your way are hindered because of pride and ego and not wanting to apologize, right? And if we're supposed to be accountable to not only ourselves and to others, guys, we need to learn how to apologize when we have made a mistake and done something that was wrong, right? So the next one is use your time wisely. Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. Use your time wisely. This requires some discipline. Please check out last week's video for that. Discipline. Using your time wisely. Schedule your day, schedule your week, and make sure you follow the schedule. Honestly, use your time wisely. And in using your time wisely, you'll definitely be accountable, because when you start to do that for yourself, others will look on and be like, okay, this person is reliable. I know that if I ask this person to do something, I know because I've had evidence because of how he or she works in terms of their own lives, and how they basically manage and organize their life. I know that if I'm supposed to ask this person to do this for me, they will definitely execute the task successfully, right? And yes, guys, just exercise discipline, make your schedules, and be more accountable with yourself to know that, okay, if I say I'm going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, set your alarm from 3 o'clock in the morning. If you know that when you set the alarm at 5 o'clock, you're just going to turn it off, start training your mind to wake up at 5 o'clock. And that is like, if you're supposed to look on my phone, I'm actually using the phone to record the video, so I can't necessarily show you, right? But I have alarms starting from 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes, guys. Like, I'm so big on early bird gets the most worms, right? I have alarms starting from 3 o'clock. I actually turned off the 3 o'clock one, but the 4 o'clock and the 5 o'clock ones are definitely up and running. And I use that because, okay, if I don't wake at 4, I need to make sure that by 5 o'clock I'm waking. So that alarm at 4 o'clock would have already stimulated my mind to say, okay, Shani, don't sleep too much. Like, yes, I know you're going to go back to sleep, but it's already woken me up a bit. So I'm not necessarily in that deep sleep as I was, unless I'm like ridiculously tired. But yes, when the 5 o'clock one comes, I'm definitely awake. And if you need to do that, set many alarms. If it is that you can't do the 1 hour and you'll still miss the 5 o'clock, do 4, then 4:30, then 4:45, then 4:55, then 5 o'clock, and say, you know what, okay, fine, let's get up and do it, right? And if it is that you missed the 5, do the 5:30, do the 5:45, do the 5:55 until 6 o'clock, and then you will definitely start to train your mind to start waking up early and just be more productive throughout the day. I honestly am a big fan of waking early and getting most of your work done before 12 o'clock. Yes. And it really makes life so much, it really makes your life so productive, honestly, guys. Yeah, it really does. So use your time wisely, and in making your schedules, following the schedules, you'll definitely become more accountable, not only for yourself but to others, because you'll know how to be on time when it comes to events that you need to attend, or just going to work. You won't be so lazy when going to work, because you know that you need to do this at this particular time. You need to get up early to go to work. You need to get up early to do this. You need to get up early to do anything of the sort, because time is of essence, right? And we need to use our time wisely. So the next one is don't overcommit. In essence, don't pile too much on you that you know you can't do. And that really ties with knowing your role. Know who you are. Know how much you can handle. Don't overcommit. Don't tell people, oh yes, I can do this, and then you don't follow through. It really does give you a bad, it really does put a bad light on you when you don't follow through with what you said you would do, right? Know what you are capable of. Know your strengths and work according to your strengths. Basically, staying in your lane. Don't overcommit. If it is, don't spread yourself too, in other words, don't spread yourself too thin. You know that, okay, if I keep taking projects, or if I keep taking requests if I keep taking requests from others, that you won't get your work done for the day. That's not being accountable. It's not. And you need to know how to tell people no. Check out assertiveness video. Tell people no. Tell people that, okay, I heard you. I realize that you need help in this time, but right now I can't do it. And please be okay with it, right? Please be okay with the fact that this human being right now cannot commit to what you are doing or what you want right now. And they should be okay with that. If they aren't okay with that, that's their business. You need to take care of yourself, and you need to be accountable for yourself, because if you are no longer existing, then who else is going to do the work, right? You need to take care of yourself first. So be accountable to you first and then to others, right? So you should know your strengths. Don't overcommit and put too much burden on yourself, and then you're like, oh, I can't do it. No, guys. You're going to pace yourself in your lane, know your strengths, do what you need to do, and be able to tell people, no, I can't do this at this time. Please wait. I can do this, but maybe at a later date or something of the sort. Just don't overcommit. That will help you to be accountable. And don't overcommit in terms of putting too much on your own plate. Know your strengths and you should be fine, okay? Don't overcommit. Now the next one is reflect. Guys, I've stressed this over and over. Introspection is key. Introspection is key. Reflect. In the night when your day is done, or in the early morning when you are just starting your day, reflect on yesterday, which I would really advise you to just do it at the end of every day. Sit in your bed before you doze off and go into deep sleep. Sit, look throughout the day, say, okay, what did I accomplish today? How did I interact with people today? Did I make any mistakes? Did I do this? Did I do that? What are the positives out of my day? What are the negatives out of my day? And reflect on your day. See how best you can make tomorrow a better day. And that is improving yourself, right? So introspection is key. Reflection is key, guys. That is, I would say it's honestly core to breaking cycles, because if you can't see yourself, guys, if you can't see yourself, then you can't improve on what you need to improve on, so as to move into that next level of greatness, right? So reflection, introspection is key, and that helps you to be accountable. Know what you accomplished today and go over your to-do list to say, okay, did I complete everything that I needed to complete today? If not, then you put it on tomorrow's to-do list, and then that is you exercising accountability with yourself and also with others. If it is that you said you were going to do something and you didn't get to do it today, you can definitely move it to another day, and make sure to communicate that with the person you had already promised that task or the completion of that task to, right? So yeah, reflection is really key, and I really would advise that you do it at the end of every day. I try to do it at the end of every day myself. And as my roommate is always saying, Shanique, you think too much. Shanique, you think too much. But it's true. I need to think about a lot of things. And yeah, it makes me, that's part of my reflection. I think about myself a lot. I think about how best to improve. I think where my weaknesses are, right? I do a lot of introspection, and I try to be accountable to myself first, and then of course to others around me. So yeah, that's really our Let's Talk for this week, guys. Let's start being accountable to ourselves and then that will ripple off into being accountable with others, and that can definitely ripple off into being accountable with your future family, etc. So guys, just let's start breaking the cycle of people not being accountable, because if we're supposed to change the world and make a better world, guys, we need to start looking at ourselves, doing some deep introspection, being accountable to ourselves, and then it will reflect to others. So yeah, guys, I'll see you next week. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys will enjoy this video and the little tips that I gave you, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.